Hi Capricorn, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. Today is Friday, April 10th, 2020. This is a general love reading for the sign of Capricorn for this upcoming week in April. So I want to remind everybody viewing that because this is a general reading, it can pertain to anything. Relationships, situations and or circumstances surrounding family, home, workplace, social circles, school. If you can think of it, it might apply. Also be flexible with the energy. Don't be concerned about the gender of the cards. You can mix and match the characters within the reading. You might be represented by anybody that shows up in the cards. You might feel like I'm reading for you, but you could potentially feel like you're cross-watching for somebody that you're dealing with, even if you are a Capricorn. So keep that in mind. My intention is always to reach those that need the message the most and those that will benefit from it. So parts of the reading may resonate for you and parts may not. Take what does and leave behind what doesn't. Hopefully by the end you'll get something out of it that will help you in some way, shape, or form. Okay, Capricorn, so we're going to get started. I'm going to give this deck one more shuffle. If you are brand new or relatively unfamiliar with my channel, first of all, welcome. Thank you for joining me. There is more specific information regarding my readings in my video in the description box below. Okay, Capricorn, let's get started. Here we go. So we're going to start off with the Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. The Two of Cups in reverse. The Six of Pentacles. The Emperor, the Knight of Cups, Judgment, and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So I get the feeling you might be regaining something that was lost or something that you missed out on, missed opportunity, something that slipped out of your hand, something that got away from you. I feel like you might be regaining that, or it might be coming back to you, or you might have the opportunity to see that come back to you in some way, shape, or form. This could be related to a relationship with the Two of Cups out here and the Knight of Cups. Maybe a connection that was lost, or you could be in separation or not communicating at this point in time. It feels like some things might be balancing out or returning back to normal after some kind of mishap within a connection or relationship. Like maybe you've regained control or clarity. There's just a sense of something being returned, something coming back after a period of time of loss. That maybe things have been resolved, more significant decisions or choices have been made that have resulted in a turn, a change of direction. This could have to do with a relationship. It could have to do with an opportunity related to a job or financial situation with the Pentacles up here in your underlying energy, Capricorn. Let's get some more cards out here and see what else we can get. We have the Four of Wands and the Eight of Cups in reverse. The Hierophant, Three of Cups, the Sun, there's the Ace of Pentacles in reverse again, the Seven of Swords, clarifying judgment, and the Eight of Swords. So I feel like this Ace of Pentacles is representing a connection or relationship, and I say that because this other Ace of Pentacles in reverse came out, clarifying this Knight of Cups. So there's some kind of emotional connection being regained, retrieved, or you're returning to the opportunity to have this back again. With the Eight of Cups here, for me, indicates returning or coming back to a situation. Again, I do feel like one time this was lost or slipped out of your hands or got away from you. And I feel like there might be an attempt to, or an effort to regain this connection or move back toward it. I do feel like you're represented by the Emperor energy, and I want to remind the females watching that you can embody Emperor energy. This is just the energy of the card. But there's the sense of gaining control or standing your ground or having a stronger footing or having clarity, having a clear understanding. And then the sense that there is movement in the right direction, possibly towards balance, toward regaining this connection, towards reconciliation or reunion after something that was possibly lost, or again, separation, disharmony within a relationship with that Two of Cups in reverse. There's a sense of returning. However, Capricorn, there is still something that looks like it needs to be dealt with, and it's Seven of Swords energy, something that you may still feel trapped by. This could indicate some deceit, betrayal, lies, unsavory behavior in some way, shape, or form that you still have to deal with. It's not going away. With the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Eight of Swords is clarifying that it's something that's not going to go away. It's something that needs to be addressed. A decision needs to be made. Judgment is not a card to ignore or take lightly. When the Judgment card appears, this is something significant, something that will affect or has affected your life in a significant way. And the Seven of Swords can represent your energy or somebody that you're dealing with, but something went awry, somebody mistreated somebody else, or there was some kind of betrayal or deceit, or somebody trying to get away with something. That still needs to be addressed. I don't necessarily feel like it has been yet. And it might be that the one last piece of the puzzle, the thing that maybe ultimately is the one piece that needs to be looked at before this situation can be completely healed or go back to what it once was, which was a Four of Wands. This Four of Wands is a very stable, happy, content energy, something that indicates family and growth and love and harmony, possibly a goal that's been achieved, a lifelong goal, can indicate marriage, home. So something is being regained, but again, there's some pieces to this that need to still be addressed. So let's get some more cards out here for you, Capricorn, and see what else we can get. We have the Seven of Wands in reverse. The Ace of Swords. Eight of Swords again, this time in reverse, clarifying the Two of Cups. Ace of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Swords in reverse. King of Wands. Temperance in reverse. and the Five of Pentacles again in reverse. So I'm getting the feeling that maybe at one time there was a lack of clarity or lack of understanding between these two parties. I feel like this Queen of Swords and this King of Wands are the two individuals that we're dealing with here. There could be more, but right now I'm feeling a two-person reading. And the Emperor and the King of Wands is the same person. I feel like this King of Wands, and again, if you're a female, you can embody this energy. The King of Wands is somebody who's a natural born leader, somebody who could be in a position of power, somebody who is has leadership skills, somebody who is capable of guiding others and delegating others and managing other people, somebody who's looked up to by others, especially not paired, but within the same group of cards with this Emperor energy. I feel like this person is shedding some light or giving some or providing some clarity to this Queen of Swords. And this is the person I feel like that you're dealing with. I do feel like this is somebody significant to you, somebody that you care for and have loyalty and love for and compassion. And this was what got away. This is the relationship where there's been a disconnect or separation or possibly lack of communication, but it's something that's being regained because there's some clarity being provided by this King to this Queen. Now, this Queen of Swords in reverse right now, I'm feeling this energy of kind of resistance. This person is a little bit resistant in maybe accepting what went wrong or accepting the truth behind what occurred in the past. It's possible this Queen of Swords was responsible to a certain extent for some of the Seven of Swords energy that I'm getting, and maybe is resistant to accept some responsibility regarding her part in whatever conflict occurred in the past. She might be resisting communication, or if there's communication between these two, it could right now be a little bit challenging because I feel like there's a little bit of resistance from this Queen of Swords. There's a sense in this Seven of Wands, Ace of Swords in the underlying energy. I feel like at one time, one or both parties was willing to kind of walk away from the situation, just say, forget it, I don't want to deal with it. It's over. Not confronting the truth, not being willing to accept the truth or look at the situation for what it was. And because it went unresolved, I feel it went unresolved. The situation may have just been given up on, or both parties were just like, I don't care anymore, I'm just walking away from the situation. Because it went unresolved, you're having to return to make things right. Or at the very least, to address the situation, address what went wrong, have some kind of closure or resolution in some way, shape, or form. Now, when I say closure or resolution, this could very well mean that once these two come back together, they decide to stay apart or they decide to go their separate ways. Whatever the case may be, there needs to be some kind of resolution or movement toward discussing this, talking about this, figuring out what happened, what went wrong, making amends, coming to terms with this. And it's created imbalance, and it's unhealthy, and it's toxic to dwell in this kind of energy. So a decision needs to be made, some kind of movement forward, some kind of, again, whether it's closure or resolution, or these two energies come back together to make things right, it has to be addressed. Or the universe is going to come back again. If it's not resolved, the universe will come back again and say, no, you didn't fix this the first time, you didn't fix this the second time, now you need to look at this again. You're going to have to continue to look at the situation and figure out what went wrong or how to resolve things, because it's a significant situation in your life. It's something that you do need to address. And I feel like the universe is forcing you to look at this and saying you can't just turn your back and ignore this, Capricorn. You've got to look at the situation and figure it out. One way or another, you have to figure it out. I feel like this King of Wands is definitely on the right track. Sylvester, what? I got the bird squawking in the other room and the cat meowing in the living room. Sorry for the external noise. It is what it is. Anyway, I feel like this King of Wands, Emperor energy, Capricorn, and I do feel like this is you, but again, you can interchange the roles. This person is definitely more willing and at this point capable. There's been a certain level of clarity on his part, and this Queen of Swords feels a little more reluctant or resistant. And it could be because it's uncomfortable to accept responsibility in a situation where you have this kind of energy. Nobody wants to say, yeah, I'm responsible for that. I did you wrong. I accept it, and I'm willing to fix things. That's hard to do, but there's not a single person on the face of this planet who hasn't dealt with that in some way, shape, or form. I don't care who you are, how good you are, how straight and narrow you walk that line. You are responsible, at least at some point in your life, for having hurt somebody or mistreated them or, dealt with this kind of energy in some way, shape, or form. We all have to deal with that. So I'm not throwing shade at this Queen of Swords, but she is definitely reluctant, the reluctant party in this situation. Let's get some more cards out here for you, Capricorn. We have the King of Cups in reverse. Three of Cups again. Three of Pentacles. Ten of Wands. Ace of Wands, this time in the upright position. The Hermit. The Lovers in reverse. The Six of Wands. Again, I'm getting the reluctance from this Queen of Swords, and there's this indication that until she gets past these obstacles that she's dealing with, this will go unresolved. She might be feeling a little bit worried or afraid or uncertain or unwilling to reconnect, to have a reunion or come back together to resolve things. But the right thing to do is to make this work. The right thing to do is to work together to rebuild, to figure out what went wrong within this relationship because of the Seven of Swords. Some poor choices were made or decisions were made for the wrong reasons. That's what the Lover's card indicates with the Seven of Swords. Some decisions were made for the wrong reasons, and as a result, there's this imbalance in this relationship. And again, I do feel like this King of Wands is looking at the situation with a clearer perspective than this Queen of Swords, and he might be trying to provide some clarity to her. I do feel like he's represented by this King of Cups, and I do feel like, at least right now, he might be trying to remove the emotional factor out of the situation to see if it can't be repaired by looking at it from a more neutral perspective, head over heart decisions, trying to rebuild by removing that emotional piece to it. And by that I mean, the emotional piece could be that this person, this king, feels like he's in control of his emotions, that he is avoiding anger, that he's looking at this from a perspective of, hey, let's work this out, let's try to figure out what went wrong. I'm not mad, I'm not going to react to you that's going, in a way that's going to make you feel intimidated or unwilling to communicate. I feel like he is, that King of Cups in reverse to me is all about trying to see this from a perspective of not taking things personally, for example. That if you work through things and you come back together without feeling defensive or without feeling like there needs to be a fight, because you're not taking this personally, that somehow it can be worked through and you can figure things out together. And here's Sylvester, who is joining me on the back of the rocking chair. He seems to think there's enough room for him to sit up there. His intention is to get into my lap, and that's not going to happen. He's a little stuffy, so if you hear him breathing, because he's got like allergies or congestion or something that he's dealing with right now. And Sylvester, okay, you can come into my lap since I'm on my last round, but make this fast because I'm trying to finish up this reading here. Come on. Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords again, this time in reverse. Nine of Pentacles. Strength in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The Magician in reverse. Five of Wands in reverse. Four of Pentacles. And then there's the King of Wands again. So this King of Wands wants to make things right. This King of Wands is hell-bent on having success, one way or another. He is taking charge of the situation. He is going to make things work. I need to start using different pronouns. I think about this frequently because I know most of my viewers are women, are female. And, you know, again, it doesn't matter if you're female or male. You can embody the King of Wands energy. And so I know a lot of people might be reluctant to accept that because I'm referring to him as he and him. So I've been trying to get in the habit of using different pronouns, but it's hard for me because I just, you know, anyway, just bear that in mind. Be flexible with the energy. So again, I feel like this Magician came out, and I feel like it does represent the King of Wands Emperor energy. And it's not, again, when he comes in, when the Magician comes out in reverse, he can indicate a trickster energy or someone who's trying to manipulate a situation. I do feel that from these cards, but it's not manipulation in the sense of trying to get away with something or having nefarious motives. It's more about trying to help this queen gain some clarity so that they can have a new start. So they can start again, start fresh, start over, regain what was once lost. And again, I feel like there is the sense that in order to make things right, in order to stabilize things again and rebuild, we have to look at making things right, addressing the situation, and making head over heart decisions, not taking things personally, not feeling like you're being attacked, or, you know, being the one who's doing the attacking. It has to be, you have to approach this from a different perspective so that you can address the situation. There is this resistance from this Queen of Swords, like I said before, and as of now, I feel like there's a little bit of stagnation or no movement toward reconciliation or coming back together because of this resistance. It's not, she's not quite ready, or she's not willing, or both, to make this move yet. So if you're the King of Wands in this reading, keep that in mind, that this queen, at least right now, is not completely ready. And again, it could be that she is unwilling to accept her responsibility in the situation or admit wrongdoings. She's not seeing things from the perspective that this King of Wands is. So if you are the King of Wands in this reading, just keep that in mind. She probably needs a little more time. It does feel like this King of Wands is persistent and hell-bent on making this work. I'm going to take this card. So we have the Three of Earth, which is the Three of Pentacles. Okay, you're really hurting my leg when you do that. He sits here and does his little, you know, what cats do, kneading, making bread, whatever he's doing, and he pokes his little paws into my leg. So I have these little claw marks in the top of my thighs because he'll sit here and do this for 15-20 minutes at a time. And so I have to have like double layers. Like right now I'm pulling my shirt down over my sweats, so he pokes through 2 pieces of clothing instead of just one. But it, you know, it doesn't help. I still have these little scabs all over the top of my legs because he's constantly doing this. It drives me nuts. He's so cute and I don't want to push him off. You know how it goes. You've got pets, I'm sure. Well, many of you have pets and you know what it's like, Capricorn. Okay, back to you. So Capricorn, we did have the Three of Pentacles that came out in your reading, and this is indicating to me that it's necessary to start working together again, to start rebuilding, to make this connection, to try to work things out. And that's what the Three of Pentacles generally means. I am going to read this from the book so you get the full meaning from my Dreams of Gaia Tarot. It is about 3/4 of a page. So Capricorn, I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. I'll display the card for you. It did come up in the upright. The Three of Earth represents a time of preparation. It is time to sow the seeds born of thought, need, and desire in fertile soil and do what is required in order to make those seeds grow. It is a time for you to do the necessary groundwork. Remember, the outcome can only be equal to the investment you are willing to make in the here and now. The Three of Earth can also symbolize a time of sacrifice in the weeks and months ahead. There may be choices offered that appear as limitations or restrictions. While these choices might bring about feelings of reluctance, frustration, and annoyance, put them aside and focus on what the end result will bring. The future may also offer moments of adversity and hardship that make you want to give up. If you find your resolve challenged over the weeks and months ahead, know that all that you hope to achieve is dependent upon your willingness to make a commitment now. And then honor that commitment to the end. Do so knowing that it will be noticed and respected. It may even increase the opportunities that come your way, whether it be further education, new work, responsibilities, saving for a new home, or building a business. Now is the time to look for realistic grounded options and to then get in touch with those who have the knowledge and information you require in order to determine if your objectives can be achieved and the best course of action for you to take. The Three of Earth asks, what are you willing to do now in order to achieve the outcome you desire? So again, I think that's the challenge for especially this King of Wands, is that you've got to keep putting the work in and the effort and the energy into this connection and this situation, because right now you're going to be faced with a little bit of frustration because there's not a lot of movement, stagnation, as a result of this Queen being a little uncertain about accepting some responsibility regarding what happened in the past between the two of you. Okay, Capricorn, so hang in there. Hang in there. You're going to make progress. You are going to have success. You are embodying the kind of energy you need to embody in order to address this issue and have success. So I admire you for doing what you need to do to work through this. It's important. The universe says so. So I wish you all the best. If this reading did resonate, please give me a like, share, subscribe if you want, or leave a comment. I always appreciate those. Thank you so much for joining me, Capricorn, and I hope I see you again soon. Take care. Bye. And I need to get him off my lap before I push the button to say goodbye. So Sylvester says goodbye too. Bye, Capricorn.